All right, what's going on? It's CHIEFTEXX Films, ADJ Media.
Yes, sir.
The homie came all the way from the A to do this for y'all, man. We're dropping some knowledge for y'all because I feel the new generation needs some mentors, man. And why not us adorable black men? You know what I mean? Why not us? You know what I mean? So yeah, man, we've been in the game about the same time. So we bounce ideas off each other all of the time. Right. So I feel like this is definitely a good thing for my followers to tap in on, man. So let's run down a little bit of your resume for them, man.
Well, I mean, I started in the Ville, well, technically I started in Myrtle Beach and then kind of cultivated that a little bit and then moved back to the Ville. And that's where I kind of grew my brand over like a 10-year frame, and then ultimately moved to Atlanta, wanted to get into a bigger pond, and then it just went from there. So it went from, using all the knowledge that I had to try to get into some of these doors, because Atlanta is like the Black Hollywood. So trying to get into movie sets, trying to get on TV sets, trying to get in front of celebrities and all that stuff. And I found a way there that helped me get to where I'm at today. So yeah.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach. I remember when we first linked up, it was a bus trip. You remember that?
Right. I was just thinking about that. Like, again, your boy been ahead of his time for like
a long time.
Where we was like, yo, let's try to pile 55 people into a charter bus, drive 2.5 hours to Myrtle Beach from Fayetteville, and then everybody just get all shoot. So we had hair, makeup, wardrobe, model, photo, video. We had all these people, and we were just all over the beach, just shooting and driving and changing destinations. And I tried to use every contact and every landmark I could think of. So we did three different shoots. We went to the bed and breakfast that I knew, and then we went downtown Conway, and then we went to the beach. So yeah, we did 55 people, totally packed out.
We even went to the mall. The mall was a stop on
the mall. We stopped at the mall a little bit. So it was a great time, and I think that's another thing that got me known, is that I was always ahead of my time as far as ideas and what we could do to make the game better. Everybody could take pictures, everybody could do video, do makeup and all that, but what are you doing to change the game? And I feel that I've done a lot of revolutionary things that was, people might even be hesitant on it at first, and it was like, oh yeah, this is pretty dope. And as long as we can convince them to do that with good work, then some people will try it, and then it'll catch on.
What year was that we did that bus tour?
God, that was probably 14 or 15.
Because the reason why I asked is because I see a lot of videographers and photographers linking up now and doing what we did in 2014.
Right.
Like back then, we was already on this vibe, and like when I see people doing it now, it's like, damn, that's dope. But bro, we've been on that. So now I'm trying to find other ways to be creative, because we've been doing this for so long.
Yeah, I think that now more than ever. Well, I ain't even gonna say it now, because it was real bad back then. Like people were scared to collab, and they're still a little bit scared now. But I think people with social media and all that, it's a little bit easier for the collab. You could do a reel or something like that with somebody. You could do a duo and all that. So people seem to be doing a little bit more collaboration. But when we was starting out, it was like a photographer didn't want to tell you nothing. Right. It took a lot to find a mentor or somebody that would work with you. And when you did, y'all would just rock out for years, kind of like how we did. So
to this day, I still want to do a wedding without this man. So.
But we always have fun. We just got to make sure the mics ain't on. You know what I'm saying? Because we'd be acting a fool. But it's cool. Like when you meet somebody, I always say I'm from the future. When you meet somebody from the future that has that, like, they see what you see without you even saying it, that helps your creative genius to just grow. So we've done gigs where we just looked, it was like, okay, I got you. You flip by me, I flip by you, or you hit that shot, I hit this shot at the same time, because we know like how to vibe, because our brains are just that far down the street. And that's what a lot of people are missing today. I
almost got in a fight with a female photographer because she physically moved me while I was getting a cake shot.
Yeah, that's wild.
And that was the first wedding without you, when you went to the A, and I was like, nah, bro, I ain't doing this, because I literally was about to put hands on that chick, because I'm like, it's a lot of money on the line for me to get this shot,
right? And
you physically touching me and moving my shot. So it was, yeah, man, some photographers don't understand the creative genius, like you said.
Yeah, man, it's that workflow though. But again, by then, I mean, we already been like 10 years in. It was like, you know how to flow, you know how to vibe. You've been in almost every pressure cooker situation when it comes down to that. So I'm not pressed. Yeah, man, to be honest, man, them people don't even use half of them shots anyway.
Right.
Like you take 800 pictures out of the wedding and they're going to use 50.
And see, we know that. So certain situations we don't be assholes about because we know that, okay, they're going to use, I already got the shot that I need. All of this is just extra. She literally had a second shooter with her. And I'm at one angle. They got two angles. So I'm like, I'm used to shooting with my brother. So I'm like, yo, he would have been good with me where I'm at.
Yeah. The funny part is, even at a wedding, this is something I learned maybe about 8 years ago. No matter what happens, it's only about 2 or 3 things that you can't miss. Mm-hmm. And I don't really know what they are, honestly. I mean, the bouquet toss is maybe about the only thing that
walking down the aisle
that you can't miss. I mean, you can stage almost all that other stuff again. You can stage the kiss, you can stage the boutonniere, you can stage the jumping over the broomstick. You can stage all that stuff. If you happen to miss it, your battery go dead, your memory card lock up or something like that, you could just be like, all right, man, go back there. I'm just gonna take it from a different angle, up, down, left, right, and you can still catch it and make it look like that's when it actually happened. So
I'm gonna say that for photography, yes. For videography,
struggle.
It's a little bit tougher. You know what I mean? Because your bridesmaid giving the toast and she crying. You can't reenact that. You know what I mean? And they gonna remember that. They're gonna be like, oh, I can't wait to see this on the footage. When she was crying, and if your memory card go out or your battery go out during that time, bruh, I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be problems. They gonna be trying to sue you and everything.
I'd be like, stop, bro. Like, just stop. I mean, I've done that a couple of times. Flash battery go dead real quick because you've been shooting 800 shots. Hey, stop. Just chill. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, change batteries and do it. But it's just you gotta be built for it. You gotta be built for it. You start panicking and all that stuff, then it could only go bad because it's already tension and stuff, like especially weddings. Like those supposed to be the happiest days, but them like the most intense days ever because everybody want everything perfect. Everybody running around. Nothing ever goes right on photo shoots. Bro. It's always something late. I've been in weddings where they started 3-4 hours late. We went to one where everybody was drunk. That was crazy. Like we went to a wedding where everybody was drunk from the beginning of the day. So it was going
about
crooked.
The beach joint?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They were drunk at 8 o'clock in the morning. So we knew that joint wasn't going to go great. But then we had fun.
But as far as we talked about second shooters before, but in a wedding, I feel like not only do you have second shooters, but you have like to me. The way we work, the quarterback of the whole thing is the photographer for me as a videographer. I'm following his shots, his setups. And you know what's crazy, man? A lot of photographers, after they do their setups and their shots, they'll like erase it so you can't get it. And I've been on weddings like that. But what I'm saying is it's a hierarchy to weddings, and I feel like the younger guys are trying to rewrite that. And that's the reason why I kind of don't want to be in that game because I'm so used to doing it a certain way. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? You set up the shot and I follow you, but bro.
Man, if it's more than one professional, if it's photo and video, then whoever take the lead, they automatically should know that the other person needs to get that content too. That's just etiquette. So I'm gonna jump in on this one because I was watching. I'm a fan of my bros too. So I was watching his video talking about second shooter and second shooter etiquette. We got to jump up in that joint. So maybe I'm old school too, but my vision and my professional courtesy follows on what he was talking about. If you're a second shooter, then you're a subcontractor for the person that booked the gig. So that's not your gig.
Right.
So I'm going to come dressed in all black like the Omen. It ain't going to be no ADJ media stuff over here. I'm not passing out business card for my business. I'm not getting referral for my business because that's not my gig.
Right.
If it was my gig, then my name would be on the line. But that's also a protection for the second shooter.
Right.
Because if the primary person booked for the gig jacked that joint up, then they're responsible. So since they're responsible, they are entitled to get all the pluses and the negatives that go with that booking. So if the negative is they getting sued because they accidentally erased the footage or the client didn't like the work or whatever like that, that's on them. but they also get the pluses as well. They booked the gig, they did their marketing and all that, and they sat down, did a consultation with the client. So that's their client, and anything attached to that at that particular gig is on them.
Right.
Now, you may see a cousin from or somebody that was at the wedding that was like, oh, I saw you at the wedding. I happened to look you up. You know what I'm saying? I seen that you did dope work. I want to book you. Okay, that's cool. But at the actual event that you were booked to be a second shooter for, that's not your gig. So that's not that referral. You passing on business cards and all that. That ain't
okay. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate, right? Because I read the comments on them videos.
Okay.
And back when we were shooting, social media wasn't as big as it is now, right?
Right.
So do you feel like social media adds a different element to not booking clients at the gig? I mean, because if I'm a videographer now shooting a wedding, then I'm gonna shoot a reel for myself shooting the wedding. Like, I might be the second shooter, but I might have a third shooter shooting me shooting the wedding. Like,
right. But that's still your gig though. So there's still really no opportunity if you're righteous. And not even righteous. If you're upstanding, there's no opportunity for you at that gig to book a gig off of somebody else's gig. I just don't see any way around that, because you shouldn't have no business cards that say your personal brand on it, because that's not your gig.
That's right. But then too, so another thing that came up in the comments was, dude was like, yo, I shot the wedding and I did a reel, or I quickly edited some photos that we shot at the wedding. And I'm like, bro, they paid this person thousands of dollars. You shot some footage and edited some photos for free, and you put it out on social media the next day, and you think that you the man because you did that. But you giving them for free something that they paid this man thousands of dollars for, and so you don't think you stepping on his toes by doing that?
Right. Yeah. That is that. I just don't see how somebody would be like, all right, that's cool. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can book a gig later on from somebody that saw you. Again, your professionalism and your everything that you do is going to lead for you. That's how word of mouth works. Mm-hmm. I saw the tall, slim photographer. He was real cool, real laid back. He was shooting for this wedding. Hey, I bumped into you at Walmart. You do photography, right? Because I seen you at the wedding. Yeah, cool. Then okay, but there, no,
And I've been guilty of that. Not maliciously, but everywhere I go, I'm branded out. You know what I mean? Like, so matter of fact, our last wedding, we was headed somewhere. I think we was headed down to Atlanta after the wedding.
Right.
And I don't know did I have one of my polos on that day?
I'm not sure, but either way, I mean, again, we're a whole different demographic because you photoing on video, so
right. But it was videography there though, and I feel situations like that. I feel bad because I'm always wearing my branding, and we was headed somewhere else after that, so I'm wearing my branding there. I'm not even thinking about the wedding per se, and I don't know if I even did that, but I feel like I did have my polo on, and sometimes some stuff like that happens, but I didn't do it maliciously. But these in the comments, they sound like they was, bro. When you got a second shooter, you give them memory cards, right?
No, I mean I upload them later or something like that, or Google Drive them or something like that. I'm not, unless they. No, I'm not buying extra sets of memory cards to collect them at the end of the night. Maybe video people do that because the footage is so much bigger, and I understand that. But Dropbox me, airdrop them joints to me or whatever like that. But I don't need it because again, I know that the way I set it up is you get all the photos, then you're gonna collect them, do a little light editing, and then you're gonna send the clients a link. I don't do in-house proofing anymore. That's just too much time. People driving back and forth and all that. But I'll send you a link and you can kind of proof and say, okay, these are the pictures I need. So no pictures are going out until the client selects them anyway, except for maybe I might drop one of them kissing or something like that. So they'll keep that excitement, but also so they'll pick pictures and stuff faster because, people might wait a year or something to pick pictures if you don't give them a motivation. So, one picture might go out until the wedding album and the client drops the pictures, and then you drop whatever footage or whatever you had based on that. But if I was a second shooter, I wouldn't even be doing, I'm like, this is not my gig, so I'm not really doing a whole bunch of reels and all that. I might do reels if we went out to eat or somewhere beforehand, but I'm not doing reels and stuff of the wedding unless I'm doing reels of you, the primary shooter, doing your thing. And then I shoot like we did last night. You were shooting, I'm just there, just chilling and seeing, learning something and seeing what you got going on, chilling. I'm gonna give you the footage so you can do whatever you do with that footage because that's you were booked for the gig.
But that's me and you. We work good together. But these new videographers and photographers don't think like that. So what I'm saying now is you book a wedding now with a new photographer and he has his memory cards and he leaves with it and he has them shots. Does he have rights to that to post that to use on his portfolio?
No, but I think that's stuff that you should have in your contract. Like I work on one of my mentors, George, Joel. We worked together for like 10 years. It was never a point in time where I was like, oh, I'm gonna use these shots from the wedding that you booked to use as my own work because it's not my work.
Right.
I'm your contractor. So if you hire me, if you have a cleaning business and you hire me to clean up a store. Right. I'm going to clean up the store in your name.
Right.
So when that store is clean, I'm not going to another business with videographers say I want to clean your store off of somebody else's contract. That ain't.
But see, that's what I'm saying. So we have that knowledge because we had mentors and people tell us this stuff, right? And I'm telling you from reading the comments that
it's just not like that.
It's not like that no more because everybody's so hungry about content that they'll take that content and post it as their own. Right. And I mean, they shot it. I'm just, like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate. I know the truth. I know what they supposed to do. But in their eyes, because they don't have a mentor telling them, that's their footage and this is their gig because it's on their camera.
Yeah, so that's the stuff you just put in the contract. This is your responsibility. This is what I get. This is how much you get paid. This is where all the information goes. Do this, do that. If that's the need. I don't have that problem. I don't.
Do you even use a second shooter?
Not typically. I mean, because most of the stuff, again, you can't really miss it much with photography. So it's really not a need to have a second shooter. But if it's something big or they request one, then I'm gonna call you up or somebody else. But yeah, we need to do this wedding. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do this. This is what the pay is. This is how much I got. This is what I need. You getting this shot, I get that shot, and we roll from there. But no, it's just there's never a time where a second shooter should think that they get primary access to a secondary job. That just don't make no sense. You ain't the boss. You the worker, but then you trying to pull managerial roles out of it. That don't work on nowhere in the world. When you talking about job responsibility, you the sous chef. The chef tell you what to do. Hey, I need a bowl of soup. You don't say, hey chef, I'm gonna make my own soup. I'm gonna take pictures of it. I'm gonna use it, even though this is your recipe, your gig, your restaurant. The client books you. It don't work like that. If you really, really stop and look at it.
Again, I'm playing devil's advocate, but I reading the comments, I see where they mind at, bro. This disheartening, bro, because we came up by a code and it's not there no more. And I'm telling you, I had guys in the comments talking about, you're not the boss of me. Like this, I'm my own.
Yes, you are.
I
you hired you.
Right?
You are the boss. What are you talking? That's the exact definition of BOSS, boss.
But that's not synonymous with just this situation though. This generation feels like that about anything. Like nobody can be the boss of them, even if they working getting a paycheck from somebody. Yeah. They their own boss. I mean, it's just I don't know, man.
You just learn this. I mean, you got elementary school, high school, middle school, college maybe, and then you got the school of hard knocks. That want to teach you just as tough as the other ones with the books in it. So you don't get booked as a second shooter, or people start getting the word that you grimy. Then I mean that's on you. That's on your reputation.
And I would never book half them people in the comments, bro. I'm gonna be 100 with you. I'm reading the comments and I'm thinking, I know you never get booked as a second shooter. And the benefits of being a second shooter are so amazing because as a videographer, I can shoot, have fun, party and bullshit, and then give the footage to the main shooter and not have to worry about editing it or nothing.
Right.
And I'm still getting paid.
Right.
So if that doesn't sound like a gig you want, man, you crazy, bro. I would love to be a second shooter and not have to deal with them with the responsibility of being the main shooter.
Right. And again, man, those are just opportunities where now you're getting paid to play.
Right.
So you're getting paid to try new stuff, see what the other person is doing, see if there's some techniques or something that you don't know yet that you can learn. So it's all kind of ways that, I mean, we in a job where we have to stay ahead of the tech curve. So we always learning, right? You're on YouTube University, you're on Instagram, TikTok, learning new techniques, trying to better yourself. If you're trying to be at the top of your game, you're always trying to get better. So if you're working with somebody else, hey man, why did you this TTO? What's your depth of field? What's your this and all that? You want to know some of that stuff. Like, okay, why they do that? Like, so you ask, why did you shoot at that angle? Because of this, and I saw this over there. You just really want to pick somebody's brain, because I'm not gonna be a second shooter for anybody that I don't feel is either better than me, or they got to be either better than me or on the same level.
Or the gig just gotta be crazy paid.
Because because I don't want to be second shooter and be mad that I'm not the first shooter, and not mad because of the money. I can give a damn about the money, but it's more like, dang, these are moments that people gonna treasure forever. And if you mucking it up, it's like we be frustrated over there. Like, I could have stayed at the crib for this $15 an hour or whatever it is, man. Because this is frustrating. Because you, as a creative, you're gonna be like, man, why are you doing that? Why you not bouncing the light? Why you shooting directly on them? They're gonna be having harsh shadows and all that. So I'm gonna be.
And it's hard to keep your mouth shut when you actually know what you're doing. And I've been at weddings in the crowd watching the videographer. Like, this is gonna be terrible,
right? And you already know it, because you're like, man, there's no way. The way he got the light position, the angle, you be like, there's no way that could be a good picture or a good video. But it'd be like, dang, well, I'm the second shooter. I mean, I wish they would have called me, but they didn't. So I'm gonna do my best. So then you come find out that if you dope, then eventually, and that's another reason why, if I'm a second shooter, don't show me the album, don't show me no post processing. I don't want to know, because I've seen where I was a second shooter and the client picked like 90% of my joints and like 10% of the first shooter. So like, okay, right. It is what it is. I got my pay, and I just use that as a day to kind of just hone in on my craft.
Yeah, for sure. It's practice.
Yeah.
We in the gym putting up
practice.
shots.
You talking about practice.
Putting up shots, baby. You
out
know
there
what I mean?
Them jakes.
And if you with the right people, it's fun. You know what I mean? And but have you seen the video weddings now that they doing, bro? It's like a movie production.
Yeah, so it's like a movie now. So basically what you were doing like 10 years ago, now people start to do now. And now, I don't want it like that. Now everybody want it like that. Yeah.
I literally had a venue tell me, because I sent them my stuff, right? And I had a venue tell me, your cuts is too fast. It's not smooth enough. Your music is not to our liking. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm thinking to myself, man, maybe I need to change this. But really, like you said, I was ahead of my time.
The game, right? That's the most frustrating part about being from the future, is that you got to kind of peel back sometimes and wait for other people to catch up. It's crazy, but that's the gift we was given. So we just try to, you got to spoon feed sometimes until people get it. And they be like, man, people start doing this. Like for me now, I start waiting till trends are over. That was my thing, right? Everybody jump on something. Either I do it and then they'll jump on it, or everybody jump on this one trend and I'll wait till it die, and then I'll do it my way. Right. Like a year later, and be like, oh snap, yeah, we can do this too. But I never wanted to be like anybody else. Like I never, you shoot like such and such, or your pictures remind me of something. No, my pictures don't remind you of nobody but me. I want you to be able to. I started putting logos on stuff like 5-6 years ago. Hey man, I'm like, man, that look like a Jones picture, and they could be like, they gonna Google that joint and go to Instagram. Like, I knew it. That's when you starting to work, because I rarely pass out business cards now. I'm like, take my Instagram or something like that, or the Tappy or whatever. I think that my work speaks for itself. So you be like, oh, that look like a Jones picture. Cool, that's a Jones picture.
We was talking about this earlier. You get to a certain point in your career where you don't even have to try. You just do. There's a certain way that I do stuff that people love, obviously, because I keep getting booked, right? And in your mind, you think after the years go on, like, I need to do more, but I'm still ahead of y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still here and thinking that I need to go here, but I don't. I just need to keep doing me. That way, my look, when you look at it, you can tell it's me. And I'm not trying hard. I'm just having fun, man. I'm still being creative. You get in them ruts where if you learning all of the time, then you get
kind of bored. I mean,
you get bored. Yeah.
But just think, man. So I'm almost 19 years in this thing. It's like you need a refreshing point every once in a while, because I've been in the brand lane, but my foundation is fashion photography. So if I'm just clicking headshots, taking pictures of the products, doing this, it gets kind of boring, because I'm in fast paced like fashion. I want people flying through the air. I want fabric floating and all that kind of stuff. I want to do stuff really creative or creative makeup and wardrobe and all that. And sometimes branding photography isn't like that, but that's a good money source. Right. So okay, let's do the branding, and then now what can we do? Okay, let's peel away. Let's set up some exotic shoot, something crazy with a mask and spray paint and all this stuff and lights and gels and all that stuff, and that's cool. So you just try to keep it fresh.
So that brings me to your exhibit, bro. Let's talk about the exhibit because, like we said, we've been shooting together damn near 20 years, but it's shots that he put up at that exhibit that I was like, my nigga, what, where, when, and where did you do that like that?
Right.
And I was in. As a photographer and a videographer, I'm looking at his canvases like, yo, this is art, bro. Like, this is amazing. And I knew you had it in you, but I just feel like we work for clients so much that we don't get time to peel away and do that kind of stuff. But seeing it on as an art exhibit was amazing, bro. Like that was dope, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think that even with that, like, that's an artist's dream to have a main gallery art exhibit, like artist, painter, graphic designer, photographer, video player, to have a whole art exhibit just of your work is like a bucket list, right? Mm-hmm. But I was like, I gotta be me. So, like 60% of the exhibit, like most art exhibits are like, 100 years old, right? The person already dead, they put all the art in one place and this is art exhibit. I'm still alive. Mm-hmm. Only 45 years old, going on 46. So let me do an exhibit, but do it my way. So 60% of the exhibit was previously done work. And 40% was stuff I shot no more than like 60 days before the show. So damn. I took a risk of adding totally new stuff that nobody ever seen until that day that they opened up the doors for the art exhibit and added that with stuff on one theme. So that was my challenge to myself to say, okay, this is the once in a lifetime thing. So I'm either gonna go down in flames or be like, yo, this was dope, And that's just that's how I've always worked.
I know the deadline was stressful, but did you have fun going back to your roots and doing that?
Yeah, it was incredible because like I said, I've been kind of, I won't say in a rut, but I'm always doing brand stuff. So to be able to do fashion, I had a theme, I had a purpose. So it was like, okay, I'm doing futuristic stuff now. So now I really get to get out the bed because there's no right or wrong in the future because we don't know people are going to be floating. They're going to have on shoes that make you float, whatever, mask on every day. So I took all that, what could be, and I just rolled with it. And it came out well. But
it was fire. Y'all should have been there, bro. That shit was crazy. But anyway, man, we're going to get out of here because he got things to do.
Got people to see.
Got people to see. And we out, man. But y'all keep them cameras rolling, man. Give me your tagline.
Man, go ahead. We shoot to kill every day, all day.
Bow.